हाय, दिस इज समीना शेख हियर ऑन जूम चैनल और मेरे साथ में आज है अनुभव सिन्हा जो बात करने वाले एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट मुद्दे पर जो नेशन वाइड एक हिस्ट्री बन के रह गई थी. सो जॉइन मी एज आई वेलकम हिम ऑन जूम. First of all, lovely having you, sir, and such an important discussion you have brought to place with your series. It's a 6-part series, काफ़ी छोटी भी है, जिसमें बहुत अच्छी डिटेल से आपने पूरा बताया कि वो हाईजैक कैसे हुआ था, क्या इंसिडेंट्स हुए थे. If you could elaborate further on that.
This happened in December 1999 and went on for 8 days. और उस ज़माने में न्यूज़ टेलीविज़न 24 घंटे आना शुरू हो रहा था. इंटरनेट जैसे जिस रफ्तार से अभी हमारी ज़िंदगी में वैसे नहीं था. तो स्पोरेडिक जानकारियाँ थी लोगों के पास और फिर वो धीरे धीरे एक मिथ में कन्वर्ट हो गई. आधा पता था, आधा नहीं पता था, लेकिन ये जो फैक्ट्स के जो माइलस्टोन्स थे वो लोगों को पता थे कि एक प्लेन हाईजैक हुआ था जो काठमांडू से उड़ा था, दिल्ली जा रहा था. उसको हाईजैक करके कांदाहार ले गए थे. कांदाहार के पहले अमृतसर गया था, लाहौर गया था, दुबई गया था और कुछ 8 दिन नेगोशिएशन चला था. और एक इंसान, एक पैसेंजर की हत्या हुई थी. फिर बाकी पैसेंजर्स को हम लोग छुड़ा लाए थे. उसके बदले में हमें 3 लोग, उनके जो बंदी थे हमारे पास, वो छोड़ने पड़े थे. और इसको लेके बहुत सारे लोगों के व्यूज़ हैं और वो ज़्यादातर इस तरह से देखा जाता था कि हमारी हार हुई, ऐसा कुछ. तो ये जब मेरे पास कहानी नेटफ्लिक्स के द्वारा आई कि इस पर कुछ सीरीज़ बनाते हैं, तो फिर इस पर रिसर्च करना शुरू किया मैंने. और फिर बहुत सारा ऐसा कुछ पता चला जो मुझे पता ही नहीं था. मैं भी इतना ही जानता था जितना आपको बताया. और वो परत दर परत खुलती चली गई. मतलब वो लेयर्स आफ्टर लेयर्स थी. और वो तब समझ में आया कि 8 दिन क्यों लगे. वरना अगर किसी से नेगोशिएट करना हो, भाई हमारे आदमी छोड़ दो, क्या चाहिए, तो उन्होंने कहा 100 रुपये चाहिए. तो नहीं यार 40 रुपये ले लो, तो 60 ले लो, 80 ले लो. ऐसे नेगोशिएशन होता है ना.
करेक्ट.
पर इतना टाइम लग गया, 8 दिन क्यों लगा. वो जब उस रिसर्च में गए तो समझ में आया कि ये 8 दिन तक एक थ्रिलर चला था. ये इतना आसान नहीं था कि कुर्सी लगाई मेज़ के दोनों तरफ और बैठ गए और ये बोले कि भाई अच्छा चलो ठीक है, ओके डन, हमारे आदमी छोड़ दो. उसमें बहुत सारी डिप्लोमेसी थी, बहुत सारी पॉलिटिक्स थी, बहुत सारा कुछ था. और वही 8 दिन का थ्रिलर ये 6 एपिसोड की सीरीज़ है.
और ऑल्सो ये एक ऐसे मोमेंट पे हुआ है तभी जब सोशल मीडिया नहीं एग्जिस्ट करता था. तभी एक ऐसा था कि मीडिया था पर इतना भी हर जगह पर नहीं था. सो विच ऑल्सो मीन्स कि ट्रैक करना भी डिफिकल्ट था. देयर वर अ लॉट ऑफ कवरेज वाइज भी कुछ इश्यूज होते होंगे या मे बी प्रॉबली दे वुड वांट दैट प्रिवेसी अराउंड इट. बट ये नेशन वाइड अप्रोच भी हो चुका था. इफ यू कुड टेल अबाउट दैट बिकॉज दैट बिकेम अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट दैट इवन नाउ इफ वी गो एंड सर्च अबाउट इट अ लॉट वाज सेड अबाउट इट.
तो जाहिर है कि वो न्यूज़ टेलीविज़न सिर्फ शुरू ही हुआ था तब. और जैसा आपने बताया सोशल मीडिया नहीं था. और क्या होता है जब वो घटना घट रही होती है तो भाई जिनके रिश्तेदार एयरक्राफ्ट में फंसे थे वो कह रहे थे कि इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है. और उनको ये बताया नहीं जा सकता था कि इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है, क्योंकि जो उसके पीछे जो कुछ चल रहा था वो कैसे डिस्क्लोज कर सकते हैं. तो ऐसे में आदमी सबसे पहली चीज़ ये करता है कि सरकार को गाली देता है कि आप कुछ कर नहीं रहे हैं. जाहिर है अगर एक प्लेन हाईजैक हुआ है, 150-200 लोग अगर हाईजैक हैं तो सरकार कुछ कर ही रही होगी, लेकिन बता नहीं सकते ना, बिकॉज वो सीक्रेट मिशन है. तो ये सीरीज़ में वो सारी चीज़ें दिखाई गई. और मेरा ख्याल है जो लोग उस वक्त नाराज़ थे उन लोगों को भी जब बाद में धीरे धीरे और असलियतें पता चली होंगी तो उनका की नाराज़गी थोड़ी कम हुई होगी. लेकिन फिर भी ऐसा बहुत सारा कुछ इसका ऑपरेशनल डिटेल था जो पब्लिक डोमेन में नहीं था. और उसको हमने रिसर्च करके जितनी चीज़ें हम कह सकते थे वो कहने की हमने कोशिश की है. और एंगेजिंग एक सीरीज़ एक साथ में, ऐसा ही नहीं हो कि कोई शिक्षा के लिए तो बना नहीं रहे, लेकिन देखते समय मज़ा भी आना चाहिए. और अच्छी बात ये थी कि ये इवेंट अपने आप में था ही एक थ्रिलर. तो वो इट लेंडेड इटसेल्फ इनटू very thrilling and engaging narration.
अपने एक्टर्स भी जो सिलेक्ट किए जैसे कि विजय वर्मा है, अमृता पुरी, पंकज कपूर, दिया मिर्जा, वेरी सिलेक्टिव पीपल you have got for this, especially for this ensemble of people working on this one. Any thoughtful process which you felt like maybe these characters are you want?
It was a regular process of casting, that when you're writing a script, a character starts looking like someone. And then you reach out to those actors, but what is unique about this casting is that this bunch of actors, this ensemble of actors, feels almost near impossible to put together. And thanks to them that they agreed, they chose to participate in this, and I'm so grateful to them, and I'm so grateful to the universe that it actually happened. Otherwise it was just a wish list.
In fact, Vijay Varma also said even one एक लम्हा भी ऐसा लगता था कि यानी एक पूरा दिन हो गया है. It was that tedious while shooting for this one. How difficult was it for you to direct, because the scenes are like that?
We make films because we love making films, so we never find it difficult. I mean, yeah, it is difficult, but that's the job you chose. हमको उस डिफ़िकल्टी को एंजॉय करते हैं कि ये नहीं हो सकता और ये करना है. तो मुझे मज़ा आया एक्चुअली. हम लोगों ने कुछ वी शॉट फॉर 56 or 57 days and it was blissful.
When you made Tumbin, it had a total recall value that even now people talk about it. Do you feel that this movie itself, this series itself, will have that recall value?
You will never know now. You will know in time. Like when we made Tumbin, we didn't know that people will talk about it 23 years later. I don't know, you must have been a kid and you're talking about Tumbin to me today. I don't know what will happen, how much of this series will be remembered 10 years later. I hope so, because that to me is the most important part of the success of any film or series, that for how long is it remembered.
Also, when it comes to direction, you always try your hands on something new. Like even when we saw Ravan, it was completely VFX and in completely a different tangent altogether. Do you feel that that is what you want to focus on, bringing new elements, new, kind of things?
No, you don't think like that. But having said that, of late, past couple of years, there's been a desire to do a big VFX film. There's been a desire to do an action film, and so yes, I've been working on it, and will soon make some.
Would you prefer elaborating Ravan to another level?
No, Ravan is it ended at a point from where I have not been able to think of an extension, but maybe we'll create something new. Maybe we'll create another superhero.
There's a lot of debate in the entertainment market, especially when it comes to content. Sometimes some content really works which may not really have content, and there are some content which may be very thoughtful, very put across, but it doesn't catches up with the audience. What do you feel is lacking?
Lacking, I don't know. Sometimes the time is not right for the film. Sometimes it's not probably served well. Sometimes things haven't fallen into place and it hasn't turned out as well, as effectively as it was meant to. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of things that can go wrong or right, and they keep going right or wrong. So it's only in hindsight can you sit down and probably figure out exactly what went right or wrong. Like IC814 is being loved so much, I'm inundated with phone calls and messages and tweets and Insta posts. If you ask me now exactly what has gone right, I don't know. I will say a lot of things, and I hope those things have gone right. But I don't know. I will know in some time. I'll know in a couple of months probably. So it's very difficult to figure that out. If there was a method to figure this out, every film will be a good film. and every film will be a hit film.
And as we talk about social media, there was one phase, where you would really give it back to the trolls, or would really like fire the shit out of them. And I have seen that, we have had interactions on social media for that matter. You have come in my support also at some occasions. Do you feel that now it makes sense, because sometimes there's just nuisance out there, and just a simple reply or a simple comment or simple, picture is taken out of context?
I've grown up now. I've grown over that phase. It like the other day, somebody was saying some really nasty things to me, and that they've ceased to matter. I don't bother about it anymore. It doesn't mean much to me. I continue to be on social media because I keep getting to know what my friends are doing, who's happy, who's sad, who's traveling, who's working hard. So it's a good way of non-intrusive keeping in touch.
Yeah. And also, as we come back to IC 814, there was this one confession from your end that when you had held the I mean, not you, but basically, of course, in a scene when the pilot was held at a gunpoint, he still had the mark, and that there is a permanent mark.
Yes.
Was it that tedious? Like, what exactly happened while shooting this one?
Nothing for like over 12 hours, 13 hours. There was a gun sticking to his neck here, and that became a wound. And very metaphorically, that the mark of that wound didn't go away, and it still is there on his neck.
So also there was this one statement of yours, and I would like to know from you that what you meant when you said so, that you're not in the business of saving or glorifying anyone. What do you meant by that?
They were asking me about this series. Somebody had asked me whether I am in a damage control mode or whatever of the whosoever bureaucrats or government, or I am going after them. So I said, no, that's not my business. My business is making films, and in that process some of this may happen, which is not because I wanted to do that, because I saw the story in that manner. But if you watch IC 814, you will see I'm not going after anybody, or I'm not trying to glorify anybody. I'm just telling it the way I thought it happened.
You had to dug up a lot of history for this one. Do you personally prefer going back to history and doing some research for your own work as well, or do you prefer just being in the present?
I like to read. Right now I'm reading history starting 300,000 years back, the evolution of human beings and evolution of India even before it became India, from that time, from the Harappan civilization to onwards. So I like reading.
So would you prefer going back to that era and making something on those lines?
I don't know. I mean, this is how you create stories. You read and you find something exciting, and then maybe you hit upon a story and you make a film.
And what interests you to the core, apart from reading this, in terms of work, in terms of stories which you see, like off late, if you have seen something which you really loved and adored, watching online or otherwise?
I saw The Zone of Interest, which I really loved, and yeah, I haven't seen much. I loved Anatomy of a Fall, and yeah. And I've been watching some classics which I had missed, the Chariots of Fire, and which I had strangely missed. So I saw it.
Do you also feel that the intellectual movies which are made, in Hollywood, and if we try making something like that in India, sometimes people fail to understand the context of the content?
What is an intellectual movie?
Say for example, if there is a movie like say Avengers completely, when made over here in a different format, maybe probably a film like a Kalki, it may not do wonders because people have their own perception to it completely.
I haven't seen Kalki, so I would not be the right person to comment on it. But yeah, people do not, a film doesn't become a popular choice for some reason. Like I said, it could be timing, it could be the story itself, or it could be the way it was told, but that's very difficult to figure out why. And So all you can do is you can pick a story that you like and make it with as much conviction as you can, look after your craft and tell it as honestly as you can and hope that they will get it and like it.
Any possible collaboration which will take place between you and Shah Rukh Khan once again?
I would love to. Shah Rukh Khan is a dream actor for any director, but I don't have a story right now for him that I can take to him. But the day I will have a story for Shah Rukh, I will go running to him. Thankfully, I have the access to. But right now, I don't have anything. Also, he's in a very beautifully different phase where he's having a ball, and I'm loving it.
Lastly, sir, what are your upcoming projects you're focusing on? As we said, like action.
I'm trying to. I'm making some bigger films than what I have made in the recent past. More entertainment, more big screen experience, bigger films, visual effects, some action. There's a superhero that I'm almost finished writing, and so yeah, we'll see.
Thank you so much, sir, for your lovely time and
Thank
all the
you,
very
Shamila.
best. Thank you.